Hi, and welcome back to the Happiness Safari podcast. Welcome if this is your 49th podcast or the first episode you ever listened to. My name is Nadine, I'm your host, and I'm here to guide you to connect or reconnect to who you really are through yoga and coaching, so you don't feel lost or lonely anymore, but empowered to live the life of your dreams. And the Happiness Safari podcast is here to inspire you through stories from people from all around the world. And today on the podcast, I speak to Aline. She's a yoga teacher and holistic health coach, energy therapist in Reiki and art therapist from Luxembourg. And it was a super funny coincidence because we've been scheduled this podcast for a while, and then actually a day before the interview we figured out that we were both in Luxembourg, and so we had the podcast interview live in person, which is always super nice. So you will hear more about this in the podcast. And we do speak a lot about yoga, so the podcast is for you if you are a yoga teacher and if you have never tried yoga but you really want to. She is very passionate about magic. Will tell us more about what that means. Yoga changed her life forever, and she is here to share her love for this practice with you. In her teachings, she uses different techniques such as coaching, Reiki, yoga, art therapy, breathwork, meditation, EFT, and NLP. From today's episode, you will learn how to follow what lights you up, how to find your passion, why yoga makes you happy, why you should smile more at strangers, why you should laugh about yourself, how you can clean your energy, and how to let go of your anger. No matter where in the world you are, I hope you enjoy this episode. Hi everybody, welcome to the Happiness Safari podcast, and welcome Aline in person.
Thank you.
And such a surprise because we didn't know we were actually in the same city, in the same country, in the same, more or less the same city. Yesterday we just figured out that we were both in Luxembourg, and so then she also came all the way here from the south to be in person. So so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
What are the odds, right? It was really a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you can calculate what the odds are, right? It was like 0.1% that because Luxembourg is not the biggest country or city in the world, and that you're so close, like 40 minutes bus ride. And I'm just here until Friday, and the podcast was scheduled today, and we've been trying to connect since last year. And before I was never. Now we're just here at the same time.
Originally we met through a spiritual Algarve Facebook group in Portugal. So it was, and we have been in contact,
and we've been probably in Portugal, you've been traveling a lot, I've been traveling a lot, and now we're just here at the same time, same place.
Nice.
Very good. Nice.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming all the way. Yeah, very nice. So Aline, so you know what the podcast is about. You've been listening. So I'm always curious about the journey of people, and you already seem to me as a very happy person, as you can tell. Finding your purpose, and how did you get where you are right now? How did your journey start?
I was born in 1992. No, but I think for me the big crack was when the big turning point was when I was I was working 40 hours a week in a very corporate setting. And then, I don't know, it was just one night I came home and I just entered my flat, and I just let all of my bags drop to the floor, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, no, I can't do it anymore. I need to do something else. I need to vibrate higher. I need to come home and feel like happy again, like really fulfilled, like I did something great today. And through the pandemic, then there was a lot of time for me to sit at home and to think about, okay, where are we going? And I practiced yoga before because, I had a lot of, like anxiety and stuff like that. And yoga and the practice of meditation helped me a lot. And so I realized, okay, these are the moments in my days where I feel it all. I feel whole, And then I was like, okay, let's try a bit to go further into the practice. And the more I digged into it, the more I attract also like people who wanted to just practice yoga with me. It was super random. It was actually when I was working at that corporate job, I took my yoga mat with me because I wanted to have my lunch break in peace. I needed to come back to my body. And it was super random. Sometimes one or two colleagues would join me. And then suddenly from there, I realized, okay, I need to know what I'm saying to people. I have no idea what I didn't know all of the postures, right? And I was like, okay, I need to know my stuff, and I felt responsible to share the knowledge in a right way. And so I was curious about, okay, yoga teacher training, that could be something. Maybe during the holidays, I could schedule that and trying to figure out how I could balance the two worlds, actually. That was in the beginning where everything started. And suddenly it became a class, every week. I had some colleagues joining me for this class, and it was the best feeling ever, because I was like, yes, I'm living again. I felt like, yes, this is me. I've always been very bubbly, but also like very into dancing. I was dancing since I was 7 or something. So for me to come back to my body was life-changing. That was really the moment where it was really nice.
Beautiful story. But I like it that you did, connect to yourself, and you ask yourself also what actually was lighting you up, and that you also followed that path, because I think like everybody has it in themselves, right? There's some, and usually it's maybe something we love doing when we were kids, for some people it's maybe painting or singing or playing an instrument or being out in nature or moving, and then to reconnect to that. So I think that's actually first good advice for people. If you don't really know what is your passion, what makes you happy, what could you turn into a job or a side hustle. You don't have to quit your job right now, but maybe ask yourself, what was it what you loved doing when you were a child, and then try that again and be a little bit playful. And
I love that. That's really something also I go with my clients when I coach. That's really something I always ask them, like, what did you love doing when you were a kid? Go back to your childhood. What was it? And then you realize, I love drawing. And as you said, like, you discover these little things that sparked you up back in the day. So always go back to your childhood to understand, and and also adjust the present moment and see, okay, what can I bring and where can I bring joy into my life? If you don't feel inspired, go back to your childhood.
Very good. And then you went to do a yoga teacher training in Portugal.
Exactly. So in the midst of Corona and all of these things happening in the world, I booked my yoga teacher training in India, in Rishikesh. Everything was ready to go. I had my bag packed. I was so ready. I was really living for that moment to take the flight and then go to India. And unfortunately, everything closed. And it was really so random. One evening I was a bit, like, okay, what are we doing? I have to realign and readjust my plans. And then I saw this yoga teacher training in Portugal.
And that was 2020?
In September 2020. I was like, whoa, I need to go there. Like, let's go, And that's where I stopped working end of August, and the yoga teacher training was the first week of September. So it was really like continuous flow. It's really nice.
But I believe before, because how much time have you planned for the teacher training in India?
That was before. That was before. That was like November 2019. I booked in November 2019 for August 2020. So for me, I was working until August, and then I was going to India in August 2020.
So you were you were quitting your job.
The contract was ending.
Okay.
So for me, it was perfect time to realign my life.
But then what did you do? I don't know. Did you expect when the pandemic hit that you will actually not be able to go in August? Like, did you already know, okay, this is not happening?
Yeah.
And how did you deal with that?
Kind of knew,
yeah, because then that was probably a big setback at the moment.
It was.
Yeah.
But then again, I was like, okay, thank God we have Google. We have so many resources online. So I started I still have to this day, I have like just a yoga classeur, like a
folder.
Thank you, where I put everything like that I learned, or like it can be mantras, but it can also be like just notes, you know. And then I remember back in the days I was really YouTube. It was really like every yoga documentary video I watched it, and then I took some notes, and then now sometimes, you know, I sit there and I read again what I wrote from the very first day. To me, it was important for me to have this knowledge and to know where does it come from, why am I doing this, why does it feel so good, because I knew already in my body, okay, it feels so good, but I want to go deeper and see, okay, where is this magic coming from? What is there behind it, you know?
And what is it?
Somebody
I mean, I think I know too, but maybe it's different for everybody. So what do you think? Or what did you learn? Why does yoga make us happy?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things, but the easiest maybe thing for somebody who who doesn't practice, who never practiced before, I think what I learned through yoga is to be present in the moment through the breath. That's something that before I was really like not really thinking about, or not even conscious about it. So for me, yoga is coming back to the body, coming back to the breath. And then by doing that, you come back to the present moment. Because sometimes that, at least something that I struggled with, I was really thinking already like 2-3 steps ahead. You know, I was never really, present in a way. So I really learned to be more present and enjoy this moment. Because yoga is not always just about the physical postures, asanas. So it's really like more about, it's a lifestyle, huh?
Yeah.
It's really like,
yoga is life.
It is. Yeah. It's life. So it's very, it's really fulfilling, I believe.
So what you're saying is that you're translating what you are learning through the practice, because you have to be aware of your breath and be in the present moment, because you have to move with the breath to do the postures, that you would translate that and use that then in your day-to-day life. Yeah. But do you do that consciously, or do you think that happens automatically?
Sometimes both, I think. Sometimes you just do it because you're used to do it. Because for me, it's like getting comfortable in the uncomfortable. Sometimes life throws you stuff in front of you, and I learned to just breathe through it and also know, okay, there is something here to learn. And through the breath and through the stillness of the mind, you can see. I believe it's like you open up a bit, you know, your view your sight. Instead of just seeing, okay, there's this problem or there's this challenge in front of me, you open up and see the bigger picture that, okay, there is something I can learn here. And maybe this is the universe telling me, not going like, you shouldn't go this way, but maybe you just try this way. And this is not really meant for you. But you were so focused on that in the first place. So that's something that I learned also with yoga. Sometimes you have some practices. Ashtanga, for example, is super complicated. I started yoga, I was not very flexible. I was never very flexible, you know?
No, me neither.
Even like I was dancing since 90, I don't know, but it's really like something I need to have, like I need to have a lot of practice for me to really be like,
get into
flexible,
the
posture. And so in the beginning, it was super confronting. It still is sometimes with my ego. Like, you should do this, go faster. Your leg is not high enough. And then for me, I learned also like to just, you know, it's okay. Like to try to calm down with this voice, you know, inside of you that always wants you to run and to be the best, or to be faster or be better than the day before. And calm down, all is well. Like, you are learning in this very moment. So
right. Yeah, but I think that's also a quick side note for people, because I hear that a lot when people say, but I cannot do yoga, I'm not flexible. And I'm saying you have to do yoga to become flexible, especially when you're not flexible, then it's helping you. And I'm always saying to myself or to others, I'm the most stiff yoga teacher in the world. I feel so, and especially because I practice hot yoga, so in the heat, then, I feel open and I can do the things. But if you put me in a cold room and I should try to do the same things, I'm just like, oh, everything is hurting, but I always feel so much better after. So, but yeah, very good. So when was your first yoga class? Do you remember?
My official, when I was certified?
No, when you were
undercover.
No, when you were practicing.
When I was practicing my first yoga class, that was in I believe it was December 2019 or November 19.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow. So that's a quick
October even. I can't really put a date on it because it was really like this transition.
Yeah.
It was really, I was not seeing it actually. I was not seeing what was happening in front of my eyes, but it was quite quick. After 2-3 classes, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to India. I'm gonna be a yoga teacher.
Wow.
This is it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, and I studied 5 years of marketing. For me, it was, I was ready to work 40 years in marketing.
Yeah.
So having that thought, and also like just to be so certain about it, quite surprised me too, because I was like, okay, girl, how can you just switch so fast? But I was so certain about this. I was like, no, this is it.
Wow, you just knew.
I just knew. Yeah.
Wow. And how do people react around you? I always find that interesting, because society, and our friends, family, they are the ones influencing us a little bit, or our decisions. And sometimes they try to stop you following your path. So yeah.
I think it's normal to be surprised and at the beginning, because, well, my closest friends, but also my family members, they were like, are you sure? Is it maybe just like a transition phase, or are you going through something? And that's normal, because I strived for this diploma in marketing. I had a lot of years were just around marketing, and then working hard, and then hustling, and then you go from hustling to I'm gonna go and teach yoga and be barefoot all the time and breathe. And of course, I think for a lot of people it was they tried to protect me. Now I know, but back then, of course, I was super triggered, because I wanted people to just believe in my dreams. And then I was like, trying to explain why and how. And then I felt like in explaining so much, like all the details, why I do this, where and how, I got tested a bit, And sometimes I felt, okay, my energy is going a bit down here, but that's okay. I have to go on and believe in my dream, because if you don't believe in your dream, nobody else will.
Exactly. So, nobody else will.
Yeah.
So you're basically, by telling other people, telling yourself, reassuring yourself that this is the right idea.
Right idea.
Nice.
And a lot of times many times when people ask me, but how are you going to do it? That was the trickiest part, because I had no idea. I have no idea how the universe works. I have no idea how the magic behind all of this works. I just know what I want to do today, and that's teach yoga, coach people, do my Reiki sessions, and be here in this world to help people to remember the magic, to shine their light in their own unique, wonderful way. Everyone is unique in their way. So that's something I sometimes I forgot that in the past, and that's why I'm here to tell people, don't forget it. It's important. Don't forget it.
Oh, very true. But then it's also a very brave step, and it sounds so easy when you talk about it, but I believe it wasn't really that of an easy decision, as you said. But then what did you do after you came back from the teacher training? How did you then actually, because you didn't have your job anymore, so how did you start?
Well, to begin with, I was teaching private sessions, and I had seen this beautiful yoga shala where I was also practicing myself in my village. And I was talking to her, maybe I could teach some classes, or, because it's the beginning and everything. And of course, then, with this restriction, it got a bit more, strict. Restriction or strict. And so we had this phase where I could just teach one or two people, and then, it was really like, and then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do one-to-one. And so I started by doing that, also coaching people. But there was this transition phase where I was unemployed for a few months. That just for me to have the steps to open my business, because for me it was always in my head, it was super clear that I wanted to open up a business in Luxembourg. And so I had just these few months to settle everything and put everything together. And in April 2021, that was when the business was officially launched, and officially I could, do my transaction stuff. So that was super exciting. And then I went to Portugal a bit to study Reiki and to teach also there, and have some experiences there, because I was really like into art therapy as well, because that was something that really helped me also through the whole process. So I felt like, in Portugal, they're a bit more open at that time, at least. Last year, I felt like, wow, there's a lot of things going on in Portugal. I need to be there. And so I took some months to go there. But before going, I sold everything. I sold my car. I sold a big part of my furniture. And so I, backpack lifestyle, going from one thing to another. And now I'm back here in Luxembourg.
Now you're back here. And it's, again, such a beautiful country here. Really, really nice. But nice. And now you're teaching and coaching your clients online or offline, or both? Both. Yeah.
I have some clients online, because of course when you move, you cannot really, settle for one-to-one sessions. So I had the chance and opportunity to meet the people first in live, and then we continue online. So I'm super grateful also to have like flexible and open-minded clients that were like open to have sometimes sessions online, sometimes face-to-face.
How did you find them?
Random. Again, super random. Some via my Instagram, via in Portugal, like these groups, a lot of groups. So that's where I found my clients. They're online, actually.
Wow.
Most of them online. 2 of them face to face. But for the rest, everything was online.
Wow. Nice. So you're actually taking it back to the origin, because yoga in India before was taught one-to-one, right? So you had your yoga guru, and he would tell you what exercise to do.
Exactly.
So I think that's actually really nice for clients also, if you want to go deeper into the practice, to have someone. Do you find it easy or difficult, like, to teach people online? Because I teach online too, and then sometimes I'm thinking, okay, you see actually the alignment and stuff really good, but then you cannot really see and touch them. How
it's I think for now, what I learned most is to really try to give as many cues as possible, especially when they are in the beginning, like when they don't know you. It depends on also if they have had a class with you before in live, in person, or not. That really depends on the person. So, but for now, I have just one class that is open. For the rest, I only teach one-to-one online, because I see better. I can really go. And also I love to send Reiki at the end, in the meditation. I usually, with 90% of my clients, they know already that there will be some Reiki. Some of them even just want Reiki. They don't want the whole meditation thing. They just want music and Reiki, and that's it. So, but that's really cool when you have one-to-one sessions. So you can really like have a personalized class for yourself. So I prefer actually one-to-one when it's online. But of course, I have one morning class from 7 to 7:45, where it's more like power yoga. I just wake up, and for me, I do like really the basics. I do basic yoga postures, but also like just a little warm up to come into the body again, And so I believe that it's easier to see the alignment then. It's not that complex. Right?
So. Wow, very cool. But yeah, again, I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your own business and changing your life and transforming your life. But yeah, I think, again, there's always a way, right? So
there's always a way.
Yeah. And again, go back to what made you happy when you were a child and ask yourself and see how you can maybe connect with yourself better and more, because I find that as well through yoga. I think yoga gave me actually my kind of like stability, reassurance, like knowing who I was, like what I wanted, to really, I guess, feel myself, not to feel lost or lonely, like knowing everything is, within you. All of that is, something yoga can give you. Right.
Are we so lucky?
Yeah. Very lucky. Very lucky. Very good. So at the end of the podcast, I always ask the same 3 questions.
Okay.
And the first one is, what does happiness mean to you?
Oh, well, happiness means it's a feeling for me. It's a fluffy feeling that feels like sunshine. Yeah. It's definitely yellow. The vibration is yellow, and it's like as if you are a sunshine. So you feel your warmth, but also you feel like the rays going out of your body, out of your smile. I mean, just smiling to people already, it makes me happy. So I just think of that because I smiled to this person in the street, and this person smiled back. And it was this beautiful moment, and we just, said hi, but in a smile. And everybody was like, and so I continued, and I was like, yes, life is great. Actually, it is. It's just so simple, right? It's just a smile.
Yeah, it's very, very true. It's so simple.
It's so simple.
Good one. That's what I'm always trying to tell my students. Always smile more and laugh more and be happy. And that I have to share what I shared with them in class, because I've been living and teaching in Kenya for a year in total. And then I said, the biggest difference between Kenyans and, I'm saying, Europeans, is that when I teach here, people are much more like focused and probably more disciplined. They're also more on time. They are more, everything is just, But then they are, again, so focused, and they look the whole class, like that in the mirror. But then Kenyans, they, maybe a little bit, late and maybe not as focused and disciplined, but then they are so happy. They are, they smile and laugh a lot, and they don't take themselves so seriously. And I feel the problem we have sometimes in our cultures, maybe, that we take ourselves and everything so seriously. And then it's just the yoga practice is there to light you up, to lift you up, to make you feel good, and, not just to, perform, as you say, like get better. So get out of your head also, that you have to be something, achieve something, or be better than others for yourself the last day, or that. It's not about that. It's also about having fun and enjoying it, and enjoying the moment. And that's always what I say. When you look at other people, just smile. I mean,
I love what you said. Don't take yourself too serious. It's just yoga. It's just life. It sounds so easy, but it is. Yeah. Sometimes we gotta laugh. We got just to. At least that's something that I really practice every day. I laugh a lot about myself. Just laugh about yourself. It's okay. Not in a mean way, but like, okay. So that's just how we did today. That's great. So I love that. Don't take yourself too seriously.
And then, what do you do to be happy?
What I do to be happy? Well, for me, it's super important to have my morning routine and my evening routine. It's really important. It's my little sacred moment for myself, where I connect, with my energy, just to be with me. So in the morning, it would be. It looks every day. It looks different, but it's quite always the same tools that I'm using. So it's always a meditation to start with, then yoga or dancing, or like just something to move my body. And what what makes me happy? That's something that really makes me happy. My first cup of tea of the morning that I do with love, like I pour it with love, and I have like my fresh mint from the garden, so it makes me super happy to start my day off that way. And then I prepare my little porridge because I'm a big porridge fan. So stuff like that already, that makes me so happy to start my day off the right way. And what else? I think the moments where I'm not happy, I will be like turning towards nature, towards whole foods. It's really something that I learned, like when I feel okay, my vibration is a bit going down, or I feel a bit like low, go back to nature, ground yourself. I love walking barefoot. It's so good. Really being close to nature, eating whole foods, avoiding processed food, avoiding all of the toxins. But also on the other side, what makes me happy is a good ice cream. It's all about the balance, right?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all about the balance. It's again, it should not be that serious, but whatever makes you happy that day. So for today, maybe it's a big ice cream. Maybe the next day it would be more something where you can ground yourself. And I really believe balance is key.
But how do you do that? Let's say if you would be on a low vibration, feeling that well, but let's say you have to go and teach a yoga class, or you have a client, or you have something to do, and you have limited amount of time. Maybe let's say you can't really go out in nature or do something big. Like, what is there any tool, anything you can try and quickly shift?
Yeah. What I love to do is I put on my favorite music. It's like 3-4 minutes, and then I do like a dry shower on myself, as if I want to clean off the energy, and then I dance it out, I shake it out, and then I imagine that I really like cleanse every part of my body, like I dry brush every part. And I visualize every time like a bit of dust coming out, and then it drops to the ground, and then I stomp, like I just smash it with my feet. And then I get in the groove, and then I laugh again about myself because I'm like, what am I doing? And then it helps a bit. Sometimes, of course, you need more. I'm not saying that all of the problems, all of the weight can be lifted, but that's something that really quickly can change your vibration.
Very cool. Yeah, because I think it's sometimes, of course, if you have a big problem or something you have to figure out, or you, I don't know, have, just broken up with someone, or you just, like super sad because of a reason, then obviously you cannot just do these little things. But I'm saying, if you're just feeling low, let's say you wake up, or you're in the middle of the day, you just feel low, you don't really know why, and you don't really want to feel that way, and instead of waiting for it to pass, that's something you can do. Yeah, I like that. That's very good. And for people to start with, if you think that's too crazy, you can also, maybe just take an actual shower and think you're washing it off. Do whatever works for you, right? But I like it too. And again, playing your favorite song and maybe just dancing to that. There's also like, change your focus, and your energy will changes too. So if you're actually moving your body, automatically, and you feel different. Very good. The last question is, what was the happiest moment in your life?
Oh, wow. That's deep.
I love that question.
My happiest moment of my life was in Denmark. It was a sunset, a very special sunset with my family, and I felt like everything was one at that moment. It was really, because we had been going through many phases, of course, as family always do, right? And that was really the moment where, I was not a daughter, I was not a label, I was not a sister. We were just the four of us. We were just there. It was really, nobody talked. It was so beautiful, and we had this beautiful sunset, and we were like half an hour or something in total silence.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
Really one of the best moments of my life.
Wow. Yeah. Sounds beautiful.
Felt like a big hug.
Yeah.
It was, I felt like there was a circle ending there with my family, and then we were ready to embark on a new journey as a family. Really beautiful.
And that actually happened, do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, it's still like, I feel like with your family members, you are so much more, because I always believe that our family members are our biggest teachers, right? The biggest mirrors as well.
Yeah.
So what you don't like there, what you point fingers on something, it's something actually that needs some healing here, or that is something that needs to be investigated, right? And that's really something that I think it's an ongoing thing. It cannot be perfect all the time, but now we learn to see ourselves as just humans rather than having these expectations of daughter, sister, or whatever label you have in the family.
Yeah.
Coming also from childhood and teenager to adulthood, even though it is a phase that we have to realign and meet each other as just humans.
Yeah.
Right. And that, I think that it's the biggest challenge.
It's the biggest challenge.
I mean, I'm not a mother, but to let go of that image, that's my baby girl, I have to protect her and stuff. I feel like it's really challenging. But it's beautiful when we can let go and just be.
Yeah.
But it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. But I think that was really the moment, it changed, it shifted something.
Yeah. Do you feel like your relationship to your family changed since you started practicing yoga?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to be a bit, in my teenager years, I was a bit angry. I was angry at life. I was angry at the challenges life was throwing at me. I was angry at heartbreaks. I was, a lot of anger. And then I started yoga, and I did some Reiki as well. I mean, I went to a Reiki treatment, and she felt that I had a lot of anger. Even though I was like still this bubbly person, I'm still this bubbly person, but there was still in my belly a lot of anger. And so I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I worked a lot with that anger. And through the practice, I really felt like, okay, you are very hard with yourself. Yeah. So that's why you're also so hard with your parents. Yeah. You expect so much from them. Chill. All is well. They're trying their best. They're doing their best with the resources that they have. Yeah. And also in the past, like childhood stuff that happened, they did the best they could with the resources they had. Exactly. And that's something that really opened up again my view, my perspective. Rather than having this, this victimhood mindset or stuff is happening to me, rather than, it's actually, it's happening for me. That's something I learned through the practice as well. Yeah. Wow. But I think that's the same. I mean, with expectations, right? Not just with our parents, but having expectations in general of others. It's just, a recipe to make you unhappy, basically. Right? So true. Because it's not like happiness is reality minus expectations. So if you, just try to accept things and exactly maybe know that your parents or your partner, whoever it is, like doing their best and with their resources. Yeah. I like that. Very good. Aline, is there a book or something you read which changed your life? Maybe it's about yoga or something else. Maybe it was before. That changed my life. Yeah, I think there are quite some books, but the one that I always point out, can I say two? Two, please. The first is The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho. And then we have the second one that is I just translated in French, The Four Agreements of Don Miguel Ruiz, right? So these two really changed my life. The first one, The Alchemist, I had it forever. I could not read it. I read one page, then I gave up. I read two pages, and I could not come into the groove of this book. And it was really lying there all the time. Like for 1 year, I was really trying to read that book, and then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to take an audio and somebody's going to read it to me so I can just follow, because I don't know why, it just blocked. I was very happy that I did, because it's a very beautiful story. And then after I read it again a few times on my own, and then of course The Four Agreements. I don't know if you read it, but it's basic. I like to have like little mantras in my life that help me to guide my energy. And we have it also in Reiki. Yeah. But these are the very first that came into my life. Like, wow. It's like, don't make assumptions was really a big one for me, because a lot of times I was assuming things, or as we say again, expectations. Like we imagine something, but then life shows it's going this way actually. How are you going to adjust to it? So these two books really changed, or at least had a big impact on me.
Wow, very good. Is there anything I didn't ask you would like to share with the world? The listeners.
Well, I think we covered a lot of stuff today, but if I could just say something, it would be, remember your magic. You are unique in your very own way. Nobody else can walk your path. So that's a bit, I think that's something that we all can just remind each other all the time. Like, remember, you're unique, you are your own light. And that's about it, I think.
Very good.
Nice. I was very happy to meet you. It's really nice to be on the podcast.
Very happy to have you, and that you came all the way here and meet you.
It's better in person.
It's
so good.
Amazing.
You see how the universe works. We were supposed to have a podcast last year or something. It's something how, and it was not meant to be. It was not aligned. And then we really scheduled. You wrote back to me, hey, you want me to be on my podcast? I said, okay, let's go. And now we're here at the same time in Luxembourg. So the universe is doing its magic.
It does. We're supposed to meet here. Very good. So if you want to know more about Aline, or if you are in Luxembourg, session live online, I will put your links in the show notes so people can find you. Yes. And all the best to you.
Keep
shining your light. Yes. Keep spreading the magic.
Thank you.
And
thank you so
smiling
much.
at people.
Thank you so much for hosting this space. Very precious.
Thank you.
Hi and welcome back. Thank you for listening until the end of the episode. And if you would like to connect with Aline, and if you are in Luxembourg and you are interested in some yoga classes or even some Reiki, then you find her details in the show notes. Please connect with her. You find her also on Instagram. And I'm also always so super grateful when you connect with me on Instagram. Let me know, send me a message. I respond to all the messages and comment under the post of this episode. What do you think about it? What you liked about it? How it maybe helped you if you try to do some yoga now, if that maybe inspired you. And you never know where your journey will take you. And if you happen to be in Lagos in Portugal, then also please connect with me and join my yoga classes here at the beach or on the rooftop. It's a beautiful place. Very spiritual, energetic place, so perfect location for yoga. So I'd love to meet you here. And I just want to say I'm so grateful for being able to do this podcast and to talking to all these amazing people like you. So also, if you have a story or if you know someone and you think that person should be on the podcast, then let me know, let them know, share the episode with your friends. Maybe you know somebody who the specific episode would help, or the podcast in general. But anyways, I'm very grateful that I get to do this and I get to connect with you in this special way. And if I can just help one person or touch one person with this, then that's already worth it. And today I would like to share a quote with you. Inside of us, there's a steep mountain of fear and a deep river of grief. But there's also the compassionate eye witnessing your inner landscape. May you find your inner witness, the source of freedom and healing. And I don't know why I just picked this one today, but I think it fits again to the energy here in Portugal, and I do think we are all on a journey towards healing, so maybe that connects with you. And I wish you a wonderful day no matter where in the world you are. love, and namaste.